There's not one guy, one person in the history of this program that's bigger than the program.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
Oh, what's up and welcome into episode number 63 of the Program Guys podcast. My name is Mason Prince, joined with you as always by Ryan Tyson, Mark Hall, Matt Gann, Patrick Hertzberger. Today is Thursday, March 23rd. Be sure to like, subscribe on our YouTube channel. Trying to hit 1,600? What are we at now? Who knows? Subscribe
we're
anyway.
We're trying to hit 1,500 for a while.
Yeah, we're still trying to hit 1,500. You know what?
Sitting there, baby.
Just join. Just join the program. Spring ball has started. Help us out. Costs you $0. Helps us out more than you know. You can follow us on Twitter at Program Guys with a Z, our Instagram Program Guys with a Z, our Facebook page Program Guys Podcast. However you get your podcast, that's where you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all of that good stuff. Gentlemen, how we doing? I'm coming to you live from Morristown, Tennessee, east of Knoxville, Patrick's stomping grounds. Isn't that right, Patrick?
That's right. That's right.
And Patrick, say something nice about East Tennessee.
Oh, the mountains are beautiful.
It is. Mountains are beautiful. Weather's been absolutely dog water while I've been here, though. Multiple days of below 20 degrees, and today was 45 degrees and raining. So brutal for your boy. Not a great day to be on the water covering bass fishing. I'll tell you that much. Ryan, how we doing?
Dude, we've had a tough week. So I'm work sucks. But other than that, we're doing fine.
I feel it. Matt Gann, how we living?
You know how I always say, another week, another dollar, and that is proving every single time. It's crazy how much money you can make during a whole week. Let me tell you about it.
You're an idiot. Mark Hall.
Pardon my French. I am goddamn excited for Oklahoma spring football, baby. I'm here for it. Oh my God.
Love that. Love that. Patrick, how you living?
Good. I lost my voice this past weekend. I'm trying to get it back, but sorry.
St. Patrick's Day? What happened?
Pat's too rowdy.
Yeah, I was just too rowdy.
Yeah, you're too rowdy, man.
Yeah.
He is St. Patrick these days.
He is.
What'd you say?
You are St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, yeah. No, when you have a holiday just for you, I mean.
What a king. Gotta love it. All right, boys, let's go ahead and get into it. What do you say? Let's get started with this week's episode. Coming up with some OU football news. Boys, spring football is upon us. It is here. It got underway on Wednesday or Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Got underway on Tuesday. The boys are out there. They're looking good. Gotta love all of the social media posts from all the reporters out of practice showing us how all the guys look. Man, no team looks better in pads and shorts than the Oklahoma Sooners. Let me tell you right now. You gotta love it. Jaron Kanak knows how to run in drills, man. I love it. I love to see it. So spring football has happened. We saw Jackson Arnold throw for the first time on air. Patrick had some thoughts about the quarterbacks. Patrick, give us your thoughts on the quarterbacks because I want to get to that before I forget about it.
I'm just going to cut the shit right now. The fact that Bevel and Booty aren't hitting targets with no pressure and no pads. Maybe they had pads on, but no pressure.
Yeah.
What is going on?
It's a tough look for the boys. It's a tough
look. We know
look.
what's going on. We know what 1-2 in some order looks like. We know where we end up here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys listened to Jeff Lebby's press conference yesterday too. But he did mention it's nice to have additional depth in the QB position this year.
Amazing, because there's only one additional body.
Yeah.
It's the same room plus one.
It's the same room
and
minus
one as well.
Yeah. So. Anybody take anything away from spring practice starting? Brent Venables met with the media. I haven't really watched that availability, so I don't really know if he had anything of great value in that. I know he said something about returning production in the defensive secondary, I want to say. Or
he said secondary was going to be better this year.
Yeah. So he mentioned that by name. Brent doesn't say anything unless he's wanting you to think about that. Yeah. So I thought that was an interesting point. I saw that making the rounds. Anybody, Matt, you take anything away from the opening of spring ball?
I think the biggest thing we all shared it in our group texts and all that is just the weight of some of these guys. I think Mason, as you mentioned, Derek LeBlanc had gained 18 pounds or just something ridiculous. I mean, when some of these guys get in the weight room with Smitty, they're putting on the weight. Even some guys have dropped in weight depending on their position. So it's good to see that even in just one off season, these guys coming in can put on this amount of weight in pounds. And that's what we want to see. BD has talked about it all along. We want some more bigger guys, both on the defensive and offensive line. And man, the defensive line's looking pretty good, especially with our Mason Thompson and some of those guys that might be creeping up there. So love the weight that a lot of these guys are putting on.
Here's some guys who are
Mason Thomas.
Oh, it's all right. You know what he means. We got to put a disclaimer.
Yeah, it's okay. Matt Gann read my tweet wrong. That's all right. It's not his fault.
Yeah, like he knows how to read. He just doesn't know how to enunciate sometimes.
That's right.
And mispronunciation. It's okay. We get it.
We love you, Dan.
I want to mention before we get to some Brent Venables quotes that we have written down, I'll let guys kind of hop in on those whenever you see fit. Sound good? But I want to mention the guys who are missing some time in spring ball right now. Jacob Sexton out with a knee, Walter Rouse out with a shoulder, Caden Helms with a knee, Emeka Megwa with a knee, Eric McCarty with a knee, Jason Llewellyn with a foot, Jaden Rowe, Trace Ford, Kevin Gilliam, Shane Witter, and General Booty all will be limited as well. So nothing really stands out. Jacob Sexton, I guess, makes you uneasy. Walter Rouse, we kind of knew that he wasn't going to be participating.
We knew.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But Jacob Sexton, somebody said something last week, right? That he had late surgery. Like he just had surgery or something like that. Didn't he?
I mean, he got hurt last year, right?
He did.
The game.
He did. It was the bowl game. I'm pretty sure he got hurt.
Yeah. I don't think we
That's why
expected him to
Aaron
come back
Parks
for
came
spring
in.
at all.
Aaron Parks comes in to play in his place, and that's why we have another year without knowing exactly who's starting at our tackle positions.
Oh God, dude, we're not gonna know until week 4. Let's just get that out of the way right now. We're just not.
Beanbo special.
Speaking of Bill Beanbo, I met Bill Beanbo in person the other night
incredible.
At the BOK Center. He was out watching the NCAA National Championships of Wrestling in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I worked a little side gig there and saw him. He ordered a burger or 2 chicken breasts, I should say. 2 chicken breasts, plain and dry, for Bill Beanbo. No bread. My guy's a no carb guy. So
protein only.
Shout out to Bill. No fries, no onion rings, no nothing, man. He was just 2 chicken
He's just
breasts.
chomping down on some chicken breasts.
Yeah, savage.
That dude strikes the figure for not being someone that likes carbs.
I know.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Maybe it's a newfound no carb fad, you know? Maybe he's a new
love it.
Maybe he's
We
a new
love
keto
healthiness.
guy. You know,
Yeah,
you
he's
never
going
know.
into spring training, you know?
Yeah.
exactly.
2 chicken breasts.
I think my
go
biggest
ahead,
takeaway from some of the injuries and stuff is, like we knew about Rouse, but like some of the transfer guys, I really, really, really wish that they could be in spring training just to get a little bit more familiar until we start to get going. The Trace Ford, he was another one right there that I'm like, they're around and we expect to have an impact with them this year. And the sooner we get them in, the better. And so that's a little disappointing to see that they won't be involved. But Trace Ford is limited, so he'll be involved at least a little bit. But that's kind of the biggest.
But to build on that, some just guys that were missing. Emeka Megwa came in, and that dude transferred to Oklahoma at the beginning of last football season and is still not participating. I can't imagine it's his fault, right? It's not your fault that your knee is not reacting the way you want it to, but the running back room is absolutely a question going into next season. Jeff Levy has stated multiple times, Marcus Majors, the senior in the room, he's the adult, he's the elder statesman, but there's going to have to be someone or someones between Javonte Barnes, Gavin Sawchuk. The bowl game performance was super promising. We just need someone to come in now that Daddy Eric Gray is gone, right? Like the offense only could trust Eric Gray last year, and we're going to have to be able to count on bodies in that backfield. To miss one throughout spring when you were missing him for that long pre-spring also, it's hard when you don't get eyes on these guys, right? Marcus Major looks awesome in the spring, but we all know the kind of questions that we have with him. If we could have had another guy come in sophomore year, he's already got a man's body like Emeka Megwa does. Maybe he can make a role that Marcus Major isn't able to maintain. And that's a room that has question marks, right?
Yeah.
No one's established.
Yeah. Another room that has question marks. We'll move on to Brent Venables' comments in his press conference. And Brent Venables made the comment about the wide receiver room, how we're going to see some changes in that wide receiver room with Marvin Mims exiting, some guys he mentioned by name to step up: Nick Anderson, Jaden Gibson, JJ Hester, Gavin Freeman. Also expect a lot of Andrell Anthony, the transfer from Michigan. Anybody else from it can be from that or from Brent's press conference in general that stuck out to you? Any comments that he made that you wanted to touch on?
Just while we're talking about the wide receiver room, the tight end room is the only negative thing that Jeff Lebby said in his press conference, just saying that there's not a lot of depth there. That's the biggest question mark for him, I think, from an offensive perspective.
That's weird when you have Austin Stahl. I mean, you have Stardner coming in. I guess you lose Braden Willis, but that's a pointed comment, I believe. That's definitely
it's one
something.
Of those things that we're a bigger fan of Austin Stogner than I believe Jeff Lebby is, right?
Yeah.
We have more
like,
faith
oh, he's
than
coming
he
back.
does.
Yeah.
He's just a transfer for Jeff.
Yeah. I find that interesting.
That's a young room. So
It
like
is.
I understand that you lose. I think part of that too is just you losing Willis in general. Like not even just the skill set, but the leadership and like the mentality and like everything that he brought to the table.
Yeah.
And that is what Jeff is probably feeling. He felt like it was like, I can rely on my tight end room. I don't have to focus on them as much because they have Willis there as like a leader. And right now they they might not have that leader. So I think that's probably what he's referring to, but it could just be like, hey, he doesn't really like Austin Stogner that much right now. So hopefully that
could
gets
be. Matt
Well, you're
Gannon,
essentially hoping that a transfer can take the spot, right?
Yeah.
and that's really
Sorry,
hard to
Matt.
do.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
I was just seeing if Matt wanted to chime in about anything, if he had anything.
I think on the offensive side, I think Mark brought up a good point. Nobody's well established in the RB room since Eric Gray left. I think one guy that probably could benefit from that, other than Javonte Barnes, because I think he proved that into the bowl game that he'll get a lot more time. But I think Caleb Hicks coming in, 5'11", 195. I'm sure he's putting on some weight being in that weight room. I saw some videos of him at practice, and he looks like a full-grown man in this offseason. So he might be a guy that really benefits from opportunities, at least in the offensive backfield, because he is a multi-purpose guy known for receiving out of the backfield in high school coming out of Denton. So be interesting to see how the RB room gets split carries, because there is quite a few guys in there. And then who also gets more playing time on the wide receiver core with DG, who he builds that rapport with. I mean, some of these guys that you mentioned really didn't play at all last year, maybe got a few snaps, a few routes here or there, but there's a lot of opportunities both in the wide receiver RB room. So it'll be interesting to see who steps up and really develops along with DG in the offense and what Jeff Lebby sees.
Yeah.
We got to talk more about receiver. The only guy returning is Jaleel Farouk.
Yeah.
Right?
Drake Stoops.
Like the only guy.
I mean,
Never
forget the name, Mark. Never forget.
You are right.
Incredible.
Those are the two he mentions as well.
So the thing that I want to point out is obviously Jaleel's coming back, right? And that you can safely assume is a number 1 or number 2 for whatever the offense ends up being. Something in the spring roster that really stood out to me is that Nick Anderson has put on weight. Nick Anderson is now 6'4", 209 on the roster. Jaden Gibson is 6'5", 189. And I'll be interested to see which of those two guys, because I believe you have to have a big-bodied receiver. I believe Jeff Lebby wants a big-bodied receiver to be a main target for him. Which of those guys can do it, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe it's Keon Brown, too. He comes in at 6'3", 205. But we can't have the same kind of small-bodied receiver room and hope that our tight end room can make up the difference there, right? It need guys to step up there. Really looking forward, hoping that Nick Anderson can establish a spot during the spring.
I thought it was interesting that Brent also brought up the point about the transfer portal and how they're really, like, you can tell they're starting to really hone in on focusing on developing their guys, developing our guys, developing this program. Brent told you they're going to rely less and less on that transfer portal. They're going to rely more and more on getting their guys in, trying to get these guys, say 3 to 4 years, and be patient. Don't leave. Maybe you don't start until you're a junior. Maybe you don't even start till you're a senior, but we need you as part of this program. That was something that kind of stuck out to me. I saw that making the rounds on social, and it should. I mean, people are gonna knock Brent and that staff for like guys like Dylan Gabriel and Walter Rouse coming in, but like, what do you want him to do? Like, he just got here. Like, the main focus of this team is going to be building this program through guys that they recruit at a very young age, getting them here, developing them, developing their talent, and becoming stars down the line for Oklahoma.
We're recruiting the team through freshmen. We're recruiting Band-Aids through the portal.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The things that you need for right now, that's what we're using the portal for. Sorry, Ryan, go ahead.
No. I was going to say the same thing. I mean, that was a clear message to like future recruits that like, you're my priority.
That's a great point. Yeah, it's a great point.
I think that's specifically what he was doing in that situation.
ABC, always be recruiting, man. That's
Always.
100% right. That's 100% right. Anybody else on BV before we move on? Pat, I do want to give you your flowers before we move on about Seth Litrell. Go ahead and take your lap if you want to.
Thank you. Yes, I did say twice in this podcast that I wanted Seth Litrell to be on the coaching staff, especially when we were worried about Levy leaving and Levy potentially leaving in the future. I think Seth Litrell is the perfect guy to get in now and potentially take that spot if Levy does leave. I'm really happy that we brought him in, though, in general, with his head coaching experience. Like we've talked about in the past, BV was lacking some head coaching experience, and you could see that at times, especially when Jeff Levy was doing things with the offense. And that just running a football. Okay, Marquis pointing, so he's distracting the hell out of it. But no,
you're dead right there. Yeah. That's one of those things that you hope that Seth Litrell can bring to an offensive room, even if Brent Venables isn't present, right? It's just saying, Jeff, your idea is right, but it's 3rd and 18. Just another voice in the room to listen to there.
Yeah, or we've gone 5 and out or 3 and out 5 times in a row, but we've been up. We're still up 24-0 or something crazy like that because our first quarters were crazy. Let's just change it. Just slow it down. I mean, we defended the most possessions in all of college football last year. That's not going to happen if you have if you have Seth Litrell in your ear, like, hey, just slow it down. We're up by 21.
Yep.
And it's something we hit on last year where it's Jeff Levy has a great play call a lot of the time, but situational play calling is a fault that we saw, right?
Yeah.
It's knowing when to do your defensive favor, knowing when to do your offensive favor by changing up your rhythm a little bit. One thing that I would love to hit on, Mason, before we move on, if you'll allow me, is the Brent Venables quote about the secondary specifically.
It was funny.
Have me so excited, and every single one of them makes me think we're seeing Peyton Bowen before we might think we see Peyton Bowen.
I think you're probably right. When you have dudes like that who are going to perform well, there's just zero shot that Peyton doesn't perform well in spring ball. I predict in the spring game he's going to have like an interception, and he's going to be the darling for 3 months of the summer, and people are going to be foaming at the mouth for him to be on the field day one. Like, no questions asked.
He looked like an athlete in a couple of those videos that he was in, a true, just like, and I was like, this kid is 18 years old.
Yeah.
Like, he just looks like the type that is like explosive and ready to go. And just like,
and dude, sometimes guys are ready. Sometimes they're ready as freshmen. Sometimes they are. Like, I get some people will watch this and say, well, Jaron Kanak didn't get in. He didn't start from day one. You're right. Jaron Kanak didn't, but there's different situations.
He also, quote unquote, didn't know how to play linebacker.
Yeah, exactly. So we're hearing
completely different things about Peyton Bowen.
Yeah. I 100% agree. And I feel like I interrupted you.
Going to be 5 people on a pod. Ryan, keep going. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't. I'm done.
No, I was telling you, Mark, that I felt like I interrupted you.
So no, you're not interrupting me at all. Peyton just seems like the kind of guy that Brent Venables trusts already, right? He's talked about playing him at Cheetah. He's going to play safety. He's going to play Cheetah. He's going to move him all around the defense, and that's a piece that understands the scheme and can be utilized that way. It's interchangeable. That's what Brent wants. And the way he's speaking about it now strikes a fat contrast with last season to me.
Yeah. Matt, go ahead.
I was going to say his quote is, I expect us to be on another planet defensively. I think we know what we're going to get with Jeff Levy in the offense, right? He's had history of having top 10 offenses. I'm sure they'll figure it out. Wide receiver, RB, offensive line. They're going to figure that all out. It's the defense for me. They have to make a tremendous jump this year. And there's no, hey, this is his first year. These are his guys. He's got PJ. He's got Peyton Bowen. He's got the All-American JUCO guy coming in, Kendall Dolby as well. So the safety and the DBs, Billy Bowman, Peyton Bowen, all these guys, Reggie Pearson come from Texas Tech. They're deep. And they've got to figure it out fundamentally how to tackle, stay in scheme, and not give up the big plays. The defense for me is the biggest question mark. This is what BV is known for, is got to take a gigantic leap this year in stopping the Big 12 offenses. That's what I want to see. Offensively, I think we'll be fine. It's got to be the defense has got to step up.
Matt, it's so funny. I'm the other way.
Oh, really? Really?
Ooh. Yeah.
I see, because I agree with Matt. I feel like this is this year is predicated on the defense improving vastly.
I think I more safely assume defensive improvement.
Okay.
Just by virtue of
last year.
You're recycling bodies, and everyone that has remained has another year in the system. If Dylan Gabriel can't hit a 3rd and 10 out route in the second game of the year, what's the solution there?
Okay.
The solution Jackson Arnold, and that's not like where we want to be, right?
Not like a great solution, no.
The whole thing about building offense without having Eric Gray, that's the thing. He was the only person we could lean on last year. Where's it come from? There's a lot of possibilities, but where's it come from? And if it doesn't come from anyone consistently, I think you see Jackson Arnold pretty quickly, because you have to change something. I just assume the defense rises with the tides. The talent's going up. Everyone spent more time with preventables. Offense, we'll see.
Comment down below if you agree with Mark or you agree with Matt. Let us know down in the comments. Read every single comment that you leave us, by the way. Patrick, anything to add before we move on? Ryan?
Yeah, just that quote, I expect us to be on another planet defensively. I don't think BV's ever promised something like that. Like, he's spoken high level. It's all sounded good, but he said, like, that's the first thing we can really hold him accountable for in his reign in Oklahoma, if the defense isn't very much improved from that quote. And I will be looking for it now.
Yeah, and that could definitely be to Mark's point. You know, Brent knows that he has his guys in there now, and the excuses are way less there. Go ahead, Ryan.
And just kind of like on that accountability piece, I thought it was interesting what he said, like, about foundation and like setting the foundation for the defense. Because especially the quote that says, we certainly spent a lot of time developing guys that are returning. That to me says, we know that the guys last year were not good enough. So we spent a lot of time with them. And that's to me saying, accountability wise, I'm going to hold these kids, because they are kids, but I'm going to hold these kids accountable. And like, they weren't good enough last year, and they better be better this year. So I like it. I like feisty BV. I think it's fun. So let's see what happens. Let's see what shakes.
Stutzman's two steps out of place. Phil Princiotti won't be.
Yeah,
I agree. BV and both Roof, I saw a clip of them today, both working with the linebackers. Those linebackers look good right now. I'm excited to see how those guys developed over the offseason and continue to develop through the summer. I want to give Matt some credit real quick. He started us off with an R. Mason Thompson and followed it up with a beautifully placed Peyton Bowen, Billy Bowman back-to-back. That was flawless.
Yeah.
I could not have done that. I could not have done that. That's going to be a tough one this year when you're going Peyton Bowen, Billy Bowman back to back like that. It's going to be tough. So credit to Matt. Good job.
Numbers too. Billy Bowman's 2 now.
Woody Washington's 5.
Oh no.
Billy Bowman was 5.
What is this
horrible,
shit?
Horrible
Killing
news.
me with that.
Yeah, stop doing that. Stop doing that. Unacceptable. Little fun. Spencer Rattler said on the Bussin' with the Boys podcast that he hopes Oklahoma fans don't claim him if he goes into the NFL
in the
when
first
he
round.
goes. Yeah, if he goes in the first round,
when
which
he goes, I
which
think that's what he said.
okay.
That's incredible content, and I love it so much. It's ridiculous, but it's so funny to me.
You would hope that Spencer Rattler would have a better sense of self after his experiences, but man, he doesn't.
He
doesn't.
It's weird, and it was weird that he was graceful enough on the pod. Like, he wasn't bitter. You could tell he wasn't like bitter or anything. So I'll give him credit with that. But he talked about how everything went down or whatever with Oklahoma. And I'm like, yeah, but it really didn't go down with Oklahoma. It was like between you and Lincoln Riley, and that dude's freaking gone. Like, that's not the same thing anymore. Like, we're not talking about the same thing. You and Lincoln's issue was you and Lincoln's issue. Like,
it's very odd that he wasn't able to separate that in his head.
I mean,
it was also, I mean,
he got booed.
Yeah,
that West Virginia game. I don't know how you separate that.
Well, I mean, you were playing bad. Sorry, you were playing bad.
That's the thing.
He was like, we were undefeated and I got benched. Well, guess what? Maybe you weren't playing good enough.
Dude, that's the craziest thing, too. That's so not aware of your surroundings.
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter. You play for Oklahoma. It doesn't everyone knows it doesn't matter if you're undefeated. It's how you look. And you were expected to look like a team who was ready to compete for a national title, especially that year. And you didn't.
That year.
And you didn't.
We were all counting on a national title contender, and then we almost got waxed by Tulane at home.
Yes.
And Spencer Rattler wants to call that a success.
Like we were undefeated.
Nobody.
Like,
the standard is here. The standard is here. It's not like undefeated barely.
Yeah. It's whatever. All right. Well, that's all I got on Spencer Rattler.
It was amazing to see that.
It was so great.
It's hilarious. I mean, I hope he does well at South Carolina. Like, I don't harbor any hard feelings towards him. I hope he succeeds, but like,
not at all.
Fam,
awesome backup quarterback in the NFL one day.
Yeah, if you're worried about us claiming you, I promise we will not. Like, I will not. I will not be on this podcast saying
claiming Caleb before I'm claiming Spencer.
Dude, which is a sad thing, right? Which is wild. Okay, some other news from the NFL. Some OU guys getting paid. Shout out Samaje Perine, 2 years, $7.5 million. Who'd he go to?
Denver.
Broncos. Yeah.
Broncos.
That's right. Orlando Brown, 4 years, $64 million to the Bengals. A lot of that's guaranteed. And a lot of it was a signing bonus. What'd you say, Mark?
Half of it's guaranteed.
Half of it is guaranteed.
Orlando Brown got the same deal that Jesse Bates got to play safety for the Falcons. So I don't know if it's a great deal for Orlando.
I mean,
the take.
It's the largest signing bonus for an offensive tackle. I know that much. So
that's good.
Good for Orlando. I mean, signing bonus is money in your pocket right now. So shout out to Orlando. Good for him. Baker Mayfield, 1 year, $8.5 million down in Tampa to replace Tom Brady. Good for Baker. That team's going to be a dumpster fire this year. I feel bad that Baker continues to be put in situations where he has no shot to succeed, but my guy keeps getting paid, and that's all you can hope for right now. I really hoped he would have stuck around in LA. I wish that would have been a thing. Go ahead, Mark.
Oh, just Band-Aid Baker. They're bringing him in to. He's a bridge.
Sucks. Sterling Shepard, 1 year, 1.3. Where'd he go again? Is he back with the Giants?
He stayed with the Giants after the injury last season. Great sign out of Joe Shane and Brian Daboll to bring back a leader in the locker room like Sterling, despite no production last year.
Yeah.
Right. He missed the whole year.
Yeah. Obo Okoronkwo, 3 year, $19 million. Ben Powers, 4 year, $52 million. That's a great contract for Ben Powers. Good for Ben Powers, man. Shout out to him. That's dope.
That's great.
So yeah, those are some
wild.
I know. It really is.
I think that's insane, but hey.
No, I'm not saying it's reasonable. I'm saying it's great that he got paid all that money.
Go get your money.
Yeah, go get your money.
We love that for him.
No, with the Broncos, right? With the Broncos? Yeah. Okay, go block for Russell Wilson.
Him and Samaje, the homies.
Gotta love it. I miss seeing that offense a lot.
Do you guys have a free agent in the group that offensive linemen are hard, right? But like do you have a free agent that you're specifically excited to watch? Because I would love to see, let's say Javonte Williams isn't quite ready this year. Love to see Samaje Perine take on a premier role in that backfield next to Russell Wilson, for example.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see what happens with Orlando because he's getting paid that money to protect Joe Burrow, a quarterback who has been beaten to hell for the first 3 years of his career. And you know that they're spending money, all this talk about protecting Joe Burrow, and you're going to be the guy they look to. They're paying you a ton of money. There's going to be a lot of pressure on Orlando. I'm curious how he's going to handle it. I always tend to root for him just because I like his story and I like how he's kind of proved himself throughout his NFL career as a guy who had a terrible combine and no one expected anything out of. And he comes out and he just continues to get paid, continues to have a good career in the NFL. So I hope Orlando does well.
Pat, who you got? Matt, who you got? Ryan, who you got?
I got Baker. I think Baker's actually in a much better position than we think.
Baker.
I think they've got a better offensive line, a better I wouldn't say better head coach. Sean McVay is kind of hard. But better offensive line and the best wide receiver core he's probably had with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Braid at tight end. I think they have some good offensive weapons. If he can't make it work with Tampa Bay, because I know they let go Fournette, so I don't know what their RB situation is, I guess, Rashard White, I guess. But I think he's got a good offensive weapons. I hope he can make it work because I think this is probably his best team since the early Brown days.
Yeah, they're gonna pitch us. They're gonna pitch us that it's a battle with Jake Trask, but it's not because Jake Trask ain't him. Kyle Trask, exactly. I don't give a damn.
Exactly.
I don't give a damn.
That's the point.
Yeah, man.
That dude was JV for Dan Mullen's Florida football team, baby.
Dude, that's just whatever. Anyway, Ryan, did you have a guy?
No, I mean I think the most interesting one here is Baker because I really think this is a make or break year for him.
It is as a starter. I agree. He'll continue to get paid as a backup, even if
which is great.
Now.
You know, best job in football, right?
Yeah,
just sit in the backfield and get paid millions of dollars. Big fan.
Oh, for sure, dude.
But
Chase Daniels made a career out of it.
Yeah. I know he wants to play though. I know he wants to win.
He does.
And his comments around I want to come to a place that I felt like could win. I was like, I don't know if they don't pay. It's going to be that place. But hey, I am wishing the best for him, and I'll always be supporting him.
As do I. Patrick,
everyone's going to the place that they think they can win.
Yeah.
Everyone always.
Patrick.
My only comment here is Samaje's had a slow start to his NFL career. I felt like he finally found his groove the last season, and I hope that continues in Denver. I'm a little worried about it, but if it continues, then great for him.
As long as Samaje is not the feature back, he'll succeed.
Miss him and Mixon
his
together.
Game so much.
He has. His
Yeah.
catching out of the backfield has improved massively. He deserves a ton of credit.
Pass blocking.
Pass
blocking, man. That's what Russell Wilson's going to need.
For sure.
Because
he sucks.
Matt Gann, real quick. We don't have this on the rundown, but I want to ask you real quick. Aaron Rodgers is still a Green Bay Packer. What's going on?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes,
great. We've talked about this before. He's under contract for 3 years, getting paid $50 million a year, and they want something similar to what Matthew Stafford got for the Rams, and they want 2 first-round draft picks. And that's just kind of the bargain. The Packers are going to hold on because they're not just going to give away a Hall of Fame or future Hall of Fame quarterback for nothing. So they're going to want to get something in return to help the Packers out now that we are going into the Jordan Love era. So, hey, he's under contract. They'll continue to do it until they get what they want. It'll be interesting to see what that ends up being.
Jets traded Elijah Moore
what they want.
Say it again, Mark.
I bet they don't get what they want because the Packers cannot bring Aaron Rodgers to training camp. The Jets can do whatever they want.
No.
The Jets can do whatever they want knowing Aaron Rodgers wants to be here and we have Nathaniel Hackett as our OC. The Packers can't let $50 million just be tied up in Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, the Jets aren't going to take it on either. They don't want to pay $50 million to a guy. They want to restructure his contract as well. But
not giving him 2 firsts for that.
Well, we're going to have to see that both sides have leverage. I just don't know which way it's going
to I just absolutely love
Matt, who do you root for?
The Packers.
Between these two parties here.
Who do you want to
the
snag,
Packers.
Rodgers?
They're doing the right thing. They should get in something in return. You don't just give away a guy like that for nothing. So they're going to have to be able, if they're going to keep him, they'll just keep him. They'll have to deal with it that way.
Okay, let's do circle the wagon. Are we circling the wagons real quick? Are we doing that?
Yeah,
Dan,
I
you got
can.
it?
Or yeah, I got it all figured
Let's
out. There's
do
no
it.
transition, but you know what? I'm always about
Quick.
So let's start off.
Quick circle the wagons, baby.
Yeah, very quick. I'll make it quick. I tend to do things quick. OU's women's basketball
Pause.
making it to the big dance this year, beating Portland State in the first round, then coming to play
That's a
at
horn
UCLA.
frog.
So women's tournament does it a little bit different, I think. I think they play their first 2 home games. Patrick, maybe you give me insight on that, but they're playing at UCLA. And I know me and Patrick were watching the game. I know they were down 13 at half, made a comeback in the third quarter on a 26-12 run to tie it up. But the turnovers were really the biggest, and a lot of fouling in this game. Each team had 25 plus free throw attempts on both sides. So there's really just no flow of the game. It was just go down, get fouled, take some free throw shots. But the girls could not figure it out. Coming up short. It was a great season all around. Some great contributions from the seniors. I know Maddie Williams will be missed. She's going to be a projected first-round pick. So we'll see what Jenny can do. But they had a fantastic season, especially when the other men's program did not do so well. Sad to see them come up short in the second round. But Jenny's got this program on the right path, and hopefully some more progress they will continue to make. So them losing in the second round. OU's women's gym, Big 12 champions. You heard that right. They beat Denver, Iowa State, and West Virginia this past weekend for their 19th conference title. Guys, this is a ridiculous stat. 13th title in 15 years.
That's crazy.
That's ridiculous.
No one's better than us.
Pure dominance by one single program. And they will be hosting the NCAA Norman Regional as the number 1 overall seed, and they will take on I think 10 plus teams as they come to Norman, and that will start on March 29th. Talking about other winning programs, softball continues their dominance. 27-1 is their current win-to-loss record. This past weekend, they beat Weber State twice, 9-1 and 16-0, beat Northwestern 2-1, beat Auburn twice, 14-0 and 7-1. I did some quick math for you. They got 48 runs. They only gave up 3 all weekend. And Nicole May continues to have an All-American season. Guys, she has pitched 50 innings, only giving up 1 earned run.
Crazy.
That is what we call an All-American season so far. She continues. And the whole pitching staff has really been truly dominant, along with the defense as well. They start Big 12 play this weekend against Iowa State. And just to give you a comparison of what this team was doing not too long ago, let me get it pulled up here. Just to compare just the 2 years. So 2022, we were 27-0. We had 268 runs, 24 runs allowed. This year, we're 27-1, 245, and 23 runs allowed. So very similar pace. The home runs just aren't as there, but this team continues to get the bat on the ball. So the offense is a little bit different this year. It's not a power slugging, hitting home runs every single game. We just don't have that Jocelyn, although nobody does. But this continues to improve offensively and just continue to hold teams to very little runs given up. So good for them
you
as they
saying
continue on.
it that way really illustrates how the team has built around what might be missing in the Jocelyn Allo figure, though. It's exactly what you were saying at the beginning of the season, is you need everyone to step up in a way, and we're letting up less runs than last year.
Yeah. Our pitching's better.
A lot better, a lot deeper rotation.
Crazy.
We got
because our
3
pitching was
pitchers
really good
deep.
last year.
Yeah. 3-4 pitchers deep this year as they continue on. And again, they'll play Iowa State in the Big 12 game or Big 12 series opener. So they'll have a 3-game series this weekend. Women's tennis improving to 13-6. They recently beat Baylor, SMU, Texas Tech, and TCU. So they are on a 4-game winning streak as they continue their season. And they'll play Pepperdine in San Diego upcoming. Maybe get some boots on the ground for Patrick. I know he's a big tennis fan. Patrick, who's your favorite tennis player all time? Just name one. Just name a tennis player. All right. Thank you, Patrick. All right.
Are you
baseball.
kidding me? Are you joking right now?
No, I know tennis players. I was just taking
Name one.
It's probably Steffi Graf.
Yeah, that's a good
He's
one.
one of the best
That's
women tennis players ever.
Yeah.
That's a good multiple choice.
I was truly thinking.
Had to put you on the spot, Patrick.
McEnroe, Federer, Nadal, and Pat's
I could have bet so much money on what you would have chosen, and I would have lost everything.
Yeah.
All right, switching over to the men's side. Only a couple of updates here. OU's men's gym continues to dominate as well as the women. They improved to 15-1, recently beating California 410 to 381, and they have the NPSF tournament coming up against Air Force California Stanford before they enter their NCAA qualifying here in the next few weeks. Baseball continues to get better and better, improving to 13-8 overall, recently losing to Wichita State, but coming up big in a 3-game series against TCU, winning 2 out of 3 games on that one, and they came back to lose Dallas Baptist 8-6. So they're having a little bit of an up and down year, but it's coming up to Big 12 play, which really matters, as they'll have a 3-game series in Manhattan against the Wildcats. So some really good programs, especially on the women's side. They just continue to dominate in all facets of their sporting events. OU's men's sports have a little bit of struggle, but continue to slightly improve week over week. So that is the update for Circle the Wagons.
Thank you, Matt Gann. Appreciate you so much. A quick update on our ESPN Bracket Challenge brought to you by Hype Shoes. Go get your Hype Shoes. They're the most comfortable elite shoes on the market. You can check them out at Hype Shoe. What is the website, Patrick?
It's thehypeShoeCompany.com or something similar to that. We'll link it.
Yeah, we'll link it down below.
Yeah.
Down below in the
Google a quick HYPE shoes. You'll find it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So our leader in the Bracket Challenge as of right now, Clay Hodges, with 470 points. His total, he's in the 99.6 percentile. He's got a total of 470 points. His national champion is still alive. He has Houston. Second place is some ESPN user with a bunch of numbers. They have 440 points. Jets fan 6969. Matt Gann is in third place.
He's tied for second.
That's his actual name. He has 440 points.
Good,
He has 440 points. 4201 Brett is tied for second as well with 440. His national champion, Kansas State, is still alive as well. So that's our bracket challenge update. Thank you so much for joining that. If you did, it was a great first weekend of March Madness. It's going to be a great weekend. Sweet 16 coming up on Thursday as this pod is dropping, and we'll know the Final Four by Sunday evening. So that'll be exciting. All right, boys.
Hey, Hodges, you should have joined a group that wasn't just the program guys group with a bracket.
Man.
Yeah. Clay, my guy, you know what you're doing, bro.
Glad you're here.
Yeah.
Love
Happy to
that.
have you. Happy to have you. And
Remember the program.
yeah, be sure to remember, if you win our bracket challenge, slide in our DMs. You can see all of our Twitter handles. Slide into the program guys DMs or try to slide into one of ours to let us know, hey, I'm the dude who won or woman who won, and we will give you your Hype Shoes for free to the people. All right, PGP MVP time of the week. Ryan Tyson, start with you, brother.
Bang.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do on the spot. I'm gonna give it to Brent Venables because
Absolutely.
And I want to do this because this team last year was 6-7, guys. We all know this. We all went through it. We were all devastated. We were all sad. It was just really like a damning experience for all of us because I don't think we've experienced an OU team like that before. And this man somehow has me so hyped for this season, thinking that we could go like the distance. And I don't know how he does it. He just does it. And like I love the fact that people get to play for somebody like that. So my MVP, Brent Venables, especially the feisty Brent Venables that we got
Gotta love it.
this week. I love it.
I'm going to stick with a head coach for my MVP of the week. My MVP of the week is Alan Trimble, former Jinx High School football coach. I want to read this to you guys real quick. This guy meant a lot to me. So this is a very important MVP for me. Trimble is considered the most successful high school football coach in Oklahoma history. He coached for 22 seasons at Jinx High School, leading the program to 13 state championships, posting a 252-43 record. Legendary coach set multiple 6A records, including the longest win streak at 39 games, most consecutive state titles from 1996 to 2001, most consecutive playoff victories at 25. Trimble was also inducted in the Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame, in the Oklahoma Coaches Association Hall of Fame, and was selected to the Sporting News National Coach of the Year, Russell Athletic Coach of the Year, and USA Today's Most Caring Coach. Jinx High School renamed its stadium Alan Trimble Stadium in 2018, and the street at the school was named Alan Trimble Way. Alan Trimble died of ALS in 2019. He was my football head coach. A big reason that I'm the person that I am today. It's a shame that he's not able to see himself inducted into the NHS Hall of Fame. And he's a fantastic coach, fantastic person. He's missed dearly by all those who love him. His daughter, Tori, was good friends growing up with my little sister, Jensen, going up through school. Coach Trimble coached my little sister in softball when she was like 8 years old, as he's coaching and being one of the most successful high school coaches in the history of this country. He's greatly missed. Congratulations to Alan Trimble and the Trimble family for that distinguished honor. My MVP of the week, Alan Trimble. Matt Gann.
Oh boy, yeah, pick me to go after that. That was really heartfelt, Mason. I appreciate that. Maybe we should have gone last.
Sorry.
No, but truly, that is inspiring. Just it's hard to go after that.
I know. I'm sorry.
You're good. You're good. We really appreciate that. That does mean a lot. I know he was your coach for a long time, and obviously is a great staple of just like Oklahoma football in general and high school football in general as well. So I'll do a loser MVP, switch it up a little bit. I'm gonna go Kendrick Perkins getting let go by ESPN, and I'll say it just like he did, carry the hell on, like he used to say all the time.
I think I missed this. What happened?
Yeah, I think
the JJ Redick fallout. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I would think the JJ Redick fallout, and I don't know. I just never really saw him as a talking head. He's not good. But,
Kendrick tried too hard to be like absurd. He tried way too hard to be like Stephen A. Smith, but just more of an asshole, and it just didn't work. It just didn't work at all.
Yeah. Again, he played for the Thunder for a few years, enjoyed that. But ever since he became a big talking head, just hasn't really worked out. And I'll say it one more time. Carry the hell on.
That's right.
As said.
Patrick Hertzberger.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the coach too. I'm gonna go with Jeff Lebby. My favorite quote from Jeff Lebby's press conference this week, he was asked about his ambition for a head coaching position, and he said, I have ambitions of getting Oklahoma back to where we need to get it. That's what I have a burning passion for right now, and it's going to continue to be a burning passion for me until it happens.
Love it. Mark Hall, wrap us up.
Happy to do so. You may be able to tell that I am not in my home location right now. I am actually on vacation in Mexico with my MVP of the week, program guy Ryan Heil.
Scuba Duba.
Everyone here is paying our way, but it's a lot easier for us because of Ryan's setup with Hard Rock. This is a luxurious family, the Hiles, and to be able to ride those coattails for this week has been really wonderful. And you guys know Ryan, absolute program guy. We're blessed to have him. So my MVP, Ryan Heil.
Yeah, subtle flex too. Hey, subtle flex.
Subtle flex.
Flexes. We love
Mark,
it.
you should go to Coco Bungo tonight and have a really fun time.
I'm going to be on campus at this resort and never leaving.
That's not the move.
Love that.
That is absolutely the move. Don't go anywhere, Mark.
Ryan Heil is the PGP MVP. Love Ryan Heil so much. Okay. That's going to do it for this week's episode. Be sure to like, subscribe on our YouTube channel. You can follow us on Twitter at Program Guys with a Z, our Facebook page, Program Guys Podcast, our Instagram, Program Guys with a Z. I got out of order right there. I'm screwed up. You can Find us wherever you get your podcasts, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, all that good stuff. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Costs you $0. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see you next week. Patrick, take us out.
Keep pushing it, baby.